Little trip down memory lane, a look at current events as the Badgers continue their Big Ten schedule, and a look into the future. That all makes up today's Badgers Sports Report as we celebrate the 20-year anniversary of the Kohl Center. It's been a great home court advantage for Wisconsin basketball. We'll talk about some of the great memories of this building, now 2 decades old. Current events, the Badgers with 1 home game this week and right back on the road. They played Illinois at the Kohl Center on Friday night. They'll be at Iowa and Michigan State this week. And we'll also hear from one of the better guards around that you haven't had a chance to see this year, but you will next year. His name is Trevor Anderson. That and our weekly sit-down with head coach Greg Gard coming up on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
Off the rim, no good. Ethan half the rebound for the Badgers. 14 minutes left in the first half. It's 9-8 Wisconsin. Iverson off the left wing. Little crossover ball on the left. One pump goes up. Got it. It counts and a foul. Well, that's a sweet move off the wing by Iverson. Showing the double on Happ. He retreats out of it now. Single coverage from Kipper Nichols. Little crossover from Happ in the lane. Runs it up and in with the right hand. Ethan Happ showing the handles. Davison holding. Couple left-hand dribbles going to Reavers with 5 to shoot. Reavers left of the circle. Hands it back to Davison. Deep 3, left side. Nailed it. Knew it when he flipped it. Brad Davison, as the shot clock was winding down, sends it to Happ. Happ puts it on the deck. Try to feed Iverson. It gets there, elevates, and pounds it down. A vicious 2-hand send-down from Khalil Iverson. Lekanen outside left. Boots it to Happ, left wing. Skip past Pritzel, feeds Davison. Probing, left lane line, finds Happ to the rim. Layup good. Carving through the Illinois zone. 53-36 Wisconsin. Alex at the top of the circle. 3 to shoot. Got to go. Pritzel looks up at the clock. He'll release it in time, and he banks it in. Long distance 3 as the shot clock was about to strike 0. Bounce pass to Reavers high on the left. Reavers checked by LaRon Black. 56-40 Wisconsin. Ford wide open for 3. Straight on and straight through. Colleen Ford from up top.
I like what we were doing on defense. You know, we weren't giving up a lot of points and not too many second chance opportunities. But the biggest thing is just we played as a unit tonight. You know, it wasn't one guy, you know, trying to do it all himself. It was the one more pass, and that's how we need to play.
This is Wisconsin basketball. Stolen by Ethan Happ. Happ to the rim, and he hammers it down with the right hand. He'll drive to the goal and hammers it down. New York City, the Badgers are coming your way. This is left open, snaps off the 3 and drills it. Out the 4 for 3, left of the circle, tie game.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by Hy-Vee. Where there's a helpful smile in every aisle, Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers.
Do you want to know how to avoid the return line this year? Just ask for gifts you won't want to return. Well, I'm not going to need this receipt.
Ring in the new year at your Buick dealer. Experience the new Buick and get 18% below MSRP on almost every remaining 2017 Envision model. That's over $7,500 on this Buick Envision Essence.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
Hi, this is Coach Greg Gard, inviting you to join the Badger Basketball Booster Club. As a member of the Booster Club, you will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of great events, including pregame chalk talks, golf outings, and an away game bus trip. The Boosters play a vital role in assisting our staff and student athletes through fundraising and sponsorship. For additional information on joining the club, please call 608-265-6161. There's no better way to show your support than to join the Badger Basketball Boosters.
New Year's resolution, Sue?
I'm getting the whole house organized. And the sales saved me hundreds. You?
Started with the garage. These are going to be great.
Yeah.
Visit your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Get 18% below MSRP on the most popular remaining 2017 GMC ACADIA models. That's over $9,100 below MSRP on a GMC ACADIA Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
5:40 to play, 57-55, Wisconsin. Taylor left sideline to the front court. Snaps off another three. Booked it! Oh my goodness! Don't wake him up! Taylor's on fire! And it's deja vu in Madison. Down goes Ohio State.
Special week here at the Kohl Center as the Badgers continue the Big Ten portion of the schedule. Finally a home game on Friday night, obviously against Illinois, and now back on the road for games on Tuesday at Iowa and Friday at Michigan State. We'll touch on those games in a couple of minutes, but the 20-year anniversary of the Kohl Center, it's that old line, time flies when you're having fun. I know Badger fans have had a lot of fun in here. Greg, so many memorable games, memorable performances, but the fact that you guys were able to cut the nets down 4 times here, maybe above all else, do the accomplishments, that's something that's going to stand above?
Yeah, I think you obviously remember those special moments, but it's always the players and the journey you go on to get to that moment. I think that all the photos are taken on those nights or those days when you have that ladder out and do those things and hoist a trophy, but there's so much that goes into that process on and off the floor that doesn't get a photo taken of it, that you really remember the journeys that you go through and the growing pains teams go through to get to those points.
Yeah, that's a great point you make, because we, as fans, we think of Devin's free throw against Illinois or Jordan Taylor going crazy against Ohio State, but it's when the building is empty, when things are formed with this team. Are there specific instances, Greg, in your time here, and even go back a couple years ago, when the team was 1-4 in the Big Ten, where you really felt like if it was a stretch of days that they're understanding what we as coaches are trying to stress?
Yeah, and I think you always get that first impression as a coach, what you see on the practice floor. And that's with that group, I felt that we were trending the right way in practice. Even before we started on the winning streak we went on that year, that the light was starting to go on more consistently in practice. We were practicing better, we were more consistent there. And it took a little bit for that to trickle over to the game performance. So those are usually, as a coach, you embed yourself in the practice, because you know that's where you're not going to wave any magic wand during a game. You have to take those steps during practice, and then that translates to how you perform in a game.
I do think of all the great players that you guys have had a chance to coach, and I mentioned Devin Harris, Kirk Penny, those guys just. You think of individual games. Devin with the free throw, obviously, against Illinois. I know we just talked about
he missed the first one, by the way.
It rounded out, right?
Yes, because we were going to make the first one, miss the second one intentionally. We had to flip it the other way around a little bit, and then Illinois hoisted it long and couldn't get it off in time. But few people forget that he missed the first one, and there was a little tense moment there for the second one.
Yeah, that's right. 0.4 of a second were left. So your pulse rate was up a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, it kind of flipped our plan with what we had on the bench and communicated. Splash the first one, we'll miss the second one, and we had to kind of go a different mission right at the end.
I'm grabbing some games randomly here, but I think of also in 2011, Ohio State came in here, #1 team in the country, unbeaten at the time, and they're up, 15 in the second half, and then Jordan Taylor just went all Jordan Taylor.
Yeah, he went crazy. Really, obviously one of the better point guards to ever play here, but just was able to find the bottom of the net a lot, and once you get hot, we've always said when we prepare defensively, don't let a guy get an easy basket, because then the more difficult ones become much more makeable, and that's how it was with Jordan. He got going that day, and he felt like everything was going to go in, and almost everything did.
And then there's the Ben Bruss, the nearly half-court heave. Ben was a really good player here and a part of a Final Four team, but maybe that shot is what the majority of the fans will remember Ben for.
And really, they had a chance to seal it there at the end. I think they missed a shot, and we were able to get the ball back. And all the times we practiced that, we never, the half-court heave is the last thing we ever try to get to. It's always other options, get the ball up the floor, throw it long, look for somebody else. Western Kentucky was a piece of that play with screening the inbounder. But the half-court heave was probably the last straw that you really rely on when you're trying to do something like that at the end.
Boy, what I remember beyond the shot was Brusewitz. He was the guy throwing it inbounds. I thought he was going to lose his balance and then lean over the baseline there, but he was
he delivered it on target and got Ben facing towards our basket with some momentum. So You limited the amount of time he needed to take to get to half court or just get across half court with a couple dribbles and let it fly. And like I said, a lot of photos taken of that one too.
Yeah, no doubt. The winning percentage here is ridiculous. I think that would be an appropriate term. Now, you need good teams to be able to do that, good players, but there must be a comfort level here too. You know, at its best, this place can be a loud venue. Obviously, you've lived it.
Right.
But there must be a comfort level with your team where through the years, the best teams come in here just expecting to be able to get the job done. Yeah,
I think there is. You know, you look at most good programs, good teams that win a lot at home. Obviously, you're playing a lot of games at home, but there's a sustainability there when you get going, and you have good teams. You mentioned about that. I mean, you look at the trend. For the most part, there's been a lot of old teams play here, experienced teams play here, and that helps when you get to those moments. They understand how to win, and the fans obviously do, too. They make a big boost in those key moments when you need a little extra juice. They're there to give it to you.
So how ironic, we're talking about the home court advantage over the last 20 years, and now you get to go back on the road again. This is quite the stretch. 5 out of 6 in this Big Ten schedule now where you're away from home. You go to Iowa, you go to Michigan State. Speaking of loud venues, and I know the Hawks have had their struggles here this season, but that's been one of those places where it can be hard
hornet's
to hear.
nest. Yeah, it can be loud, and obviously they support it very well there. And when they played some of their better basketball at home, and I know they're struggling a little bit with things they're going through, and then on to Michigan State, which we just saw one of the better venues in the country with one of the better teams in the country in Purdue, and we'll see the same thing at Michigan State.
There is that old line, I know it's kind of corny, so what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and given the schedule that you guys have had, given the inexperience that your guys, well, they're gaining it now, if they can just keep persevering, try to get better every day, in the big picture, this is a group that has a chance to get a lot stronger, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. It does. And I think that's what you got to keep in mind, that you do what you can every single day to take a step that day, and then take a step the next day. And then over the course of time, these experiences will help these guys. Obviously, the vast majority, almost everybody, is on the younger side of the Mendoza line, so to speak, the median. So those things, you just got to make sure we keep them in the proper perspective and understand that it's just small successes every day that will eventually lead to something better down the road.
All right, Badgers with those 2 road games coming up this week. Tuesday night at Carver Hawkeye Arena against the Iowa Hawkeyes. That game tips off at 6 o'clock. And then on Friday, right back on the road, the Breslin Center in East Lansing as Wisconsin takes on Michigan State. Coach returns in a few minutes with a great day and great question of the week. Stick around as the Badger Sports Report continues.
This is Lexi Rush. She's 10, and she's amazing. You see, Lexi was born deaf and couldn't hear anything. That was until her doctor in Appleton referred her to the pediatric specialists at UW Health in Madison. Now, 2 operations later, Lexi can hear everything. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health. Remarkable.
Free throw airborne. He got it, and it's 60-59 Wisconsin. Winds up, lets it fly. It's caught by Cook. The shot's too late. It's too late. No good. The Wisconsin Badgers are winners, and they are the undisputed Big Ten champions.
The one moment that really stands out for me is Devin Harris making the free throw to win the 2003 Big Ten championship, like tonight against Illinois. After that, he jumped on the scorer's table right in front of me, waved the towel at the crowd, and that, it's a free throw, but it is a special free throw.
Devin Harris taking D. Brown down the lane, going to the free throw line, hitting the game-winning shot to win a Big Ten title, because if you go way back, I think a lot of people for a lot of years said Wisconsin, one of the reasons Wisconsin can't win Big Ten titles is because it's got this substandard facility, the field house. And we love the field house, but I don't think everybody shared our opinion.
It was unreal. They obviously stormed the field. I couldn't get out of here because people were on top of the bench here. We have never seen that before. We've seen other people do that against us and what have you, but we've never ever seen that before. It's one of my highlights for sure.
Time flies, and I was actually at that inaugural game. Just remembering, just taking it all in, watching more of the atmosphere and the fans and the reaction to the facility more so than watching the game. it was a victory. That was good.
For me as a player, it was winning the Big Ten title on the home court, having the fans rush the floor and doing the trophy celebration. I think as a team, that was our proudest moment during my 4 years here, and certainly a lot of good moments just in the regular season, the Big Ten games, a lot of big wins here. You know, playing in front of 17,000 every single night is something special. So definitely could write a book of the memories I have here, and hopefully we continue to add to that. It's just now I'm sitting there in a suit and tie rather than a jersey.
I don't know if there's one memory. To me, it's like a feeling. The feeling of like there's a really passionate crowd in Madison, and it extends beyond the Kohl Center. It's a city that loves sports, and especially basketball. And you see every fan at the grocery store, on State Street, around campus, and the Kohl Center is where they gather to watch the games. But it's a good feeling around the whole city.
Here's what's looking. And looking, still looking, inbounds pass to Brust, across half court, he'll hoist one up, he hit it! Ben Brust for three! Let's play 5 more minutes in Madison!
I would be remiss if I didn't first mention the Ben Brust shot against Michigan, because it happened right in front of me. But I always like game winners. Funny about that, isn't it, that I would like game winners? So I won't list them in any particular order, but I remember Orlando Tucker's putback to win a game in the closing seconds against Indiana.
And outside left, in clock at 8, off the Tucker screen, Taylor for 3, straight on, he got it! Cam Taylor with 3.9 seconds to play, Taylor for 3, Badgers lead by 2!
Cam Taylor hit a clutch shot against Michigan State. Let's throw Trey Jackson's game winner as well. That's a hat trick of game winners off the top of my head that I'll never forget when I walk into this building.
Do you want to know how to avoid the return line this year? Just ask for gifts you won't want to return. Well, I'm not going to need this receipt.
Ring in the new year at your Buick dealer. Experience the new Buick and get 18% below MSRP on almost every remaining 2017 Envision model. That's over $7,500 on this Buick Envision Essence.
Most people don't know that UW Health and the University of Wisconsin are national leaders in the field of kidney transplant. They provide new life for those who will likely die without a transplant, and they assure a normal life for those who donate. I would know. I donated a kidney, and together, we saved a life.
UW Health. Remarkable.
Make all the right moves in the brand new Nissan Rogue Sport. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility Technologies, like automatic emergency braking that can help you stop safely. Automatic emergency braking now on the Nissan Rogue family. Save up to $10,260 on select models or get 0% for up to 72 months on 13 models. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
How tough has this year been for you just to sit out and not be able to play?
It's been very tough, especially with the injuries. I mean, it was going to be tough regardless, but seeing all these guys get hurt and knowing that I could contribute and play a lot of minutes out of my first year, that kind of stinks looking at, but it is what it is. When I made the decision to transfer here, I knew I was going to be sitting out, and there's nothing that can change that, but just working hard and trying to get ready for next year.
Did you think it was going to be this tough to sit out?
I'd stayed pretty even keel. We do some like right there. We just got done doing some mindfulness and just kind of keeping your mind at ease, because obviously basketball is a big part of my life. I got a lot of good friends and family that keep me level-headed, just staying patient, and when my time comes, I'll be ready for it.
When was the last time you didn't play basketball for a year?
I think probably when I couldn't walk and stuff, because I was always at my dad's practices. When I was in kindergarten, I played up with the third graders. So yeah, I've always been playing somewhere.
Has it been a shock?
Yeah, it's been crazy, but I kind of like that challenge to see how good I can get, see how athletic I can get in this year, and it's been me versus myself, kind of just battling my thoughts and mind every day. And some days I'm a little sore, a little feeling sorry for myself, but like I said, yeah, just kind of battling my mind and trying to get as good as I can in this year off.
What's the best advice you've got during this year?
Just stay patient. He always says that. I mean, I've really kind of wanted to take my athleticism to another step here, knowing that Big Ten, what I got coming. If I want to try to play here, I got to guard at a high level and do some things off the dribble and stuff. So I'm trying to get more athletic, and Coach E just keeps telling me stay patient. It's not gonna all come at once. You're not just gonna have a 35-inch vertical tomorrow night. Even that's kind of how I would want it to be, but yeah, just kind of stay patient.
It has to help, though, I imagine, that you do get free reign of the scout team, considering you guys have like no healthy guards.
Yeah. E always tells me that you're probably Coach Helen, that is, and I refer to E. He always tells me you're probably just as sore as some of these other guys coming off a 30-minute game, because I'm constantly in, never getting a break on scout team. But like I said, that's good for me, and that's good for those guys, giving them the best look they can possibly get.
What was the main reason for you to transfer?
It's kind of my dream school. That's one of the big reasons, and I just kind of I've always wanted to be a Badger. I always wanted to test my limits. I knew I was going to come in kind of under the radar and stuff, and I kind of like that. I like proving people wrong, showing people that I do have the ability to play here, and just continue to improve, and when my shot comes, I'll be ready.
Make all the right moves in the brand new Nissan Rogue Sport. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility Technologies, like automatic emergency braking that can help you stop safely. Automatic emergency braking now on the Nissan Rogue family. Save up to $10,260 on select models, or get 0% for up to 72 months on 13 models. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
New Year's resolution, Sue? I'm getting the whole house organized. And the sales saved me hundreds. You?
Started with the garage. But these are gonna be great.
Yeah.
Visit your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Get 18% below MSRP on the most popular remaining 2017 GMC ACADIA models. That's over $9,100 below MSRP on a GMC ACADIA Denali. We are professional grade. GMC.
This is what collaboration looks like. This is what happens when a cardiologist in Appleton works step in step with specialists at UW Health in Madison. You see, when Terry's condition required a second opinion, his doctor turned to the cardiothoracic team at UW Health. Together, we made sure Terry got the care and the heart transplant he needed. Powerful minds, compassionate care, amazing results. UW Health, remarkable.
The Badger Sports Report is brought to you by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for this week's Great Dane. Great question of the week, and it comes from John down in Janesville, already looking way ahead into next year. But it is newsworthy. He wants to know, Coach, the season will start even earlier in the 2018-2019 season. What, November 6th? Tuesday.
They got a Tuesday, yeah.
What's the reason?
Try to relieve the compression. You know, we've had so many games. Obviously, our schedule this year really got compressed with the insertion of 2 Big Ten games in early December. But to try to give teams with different rules that have come in terms of student-athlete welfare, more days off, trying to relieve some of that compression that happens from that, that first or second Friday when we've typically started, backing it up 3 or 4 days. I think it truthfully should be backed up even more to relieve more of the compression, to give, specifically around the holidays, to give teams or individuals a chance to go visit families and a little more downtime during that. So it's a step in the right direction. I think I personally would like to see us relieve compression even more. But it'll give a marquee start date. It'll give an absolute start date and draw more attention to the start of college basketball.
Yeah, it makes more sense because it would normally be a Friday night, or it has been in the college football weekends and all that. So the games are good. The matchups, they do make a lot of those, but yeah, standalone makes perfect sense. Thanks so much for your question. The Great Dane with the location up in Wausau, as well as 4 in the Madison area, east side of town, downtown, Fitchburg, as well as Hilldale. Coach Guard's radio show returns to the Great Dane Hilldale coming up on January 31st, Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. So come on out to the Great Dane Hilldale for Coach Guard's radio show. Badgers will be at Iowa on Tuesday night and then at Michigan State on Friday. Both of those games will tip off at 6 o'clock Central Time. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
Honoring all-around excellence in men's and women's collegiate competition. Every division, every sport, the Learfield Directors Cup. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook, find us online and on Twitter. The Learfield Directors Cup.
Make all the right moves in the brand new Nissan Rogue Sport. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility Technologies, like automatic emergency braking that can help you stop safely. Automatic emergency braking now on the Nissan Rogue family. Save up to $10,260 on select models, or get 0% for up to 72 months on 13 models. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
A pulse, felt by one, sends a ripple, felt by some. A shiver, felt by many, until it amplifies, magnifies into a tremor that electrifies. Badgers everywhere, moving as one, tilting